Hi everybody, it's Ben Packer coming from the Old City of Jerusalem with another Ben Packer Explains It. This week's topic is going to be the Western Wall fake brawl. There's a lot of fake news out there about this, what happened at the Western Wall, so we're going to go through it, keep it relatively simple, try to understand some points, and then maybe I'm going to rant a little bit because I'm pretty annoyed about this thing, I'll be honest with you. So it's like this. So people who live in the Old City of Jerusalem, we see ourselves as the protectors of the area for the Jewish people. And it's not always so easy. You know, this last week there was an Arab holiday, started on Shabbos, and there were a lot of people got attacked in the streets over here. I know it didn't make the news because the news is full of garbage, but it didn't make the news. But yeah, a lot of Jews got attacked. That's okay. I mean, it's not okay. But I mean, we live here. We know what goes on. You know, we defend the place. When there was Corona and nobody came, when there's terrorism and nobody comes, we're here. We're here defending the place, trying to keep it, you know, Jewish and Jewish things going on, but authentic Judaism, not nonsense, real stuff. You know, and one of the things we protect is the Western Wall. You know, the Western Wall, Jews have prayed at it for hundreds of years, and there's traditions. And there's customs, and we maintain those. You know, it's the entire Jewish people, but sometimes it's just us. So we take it very seriously. Over the last bit of time, there's this thing called Women of the Wall. You know, I don't know what's wrong with these women. Probably there's no end to what's wrong with these women. It's probably a list longer than who knows what. But a lot of things wrong with these women emotionally, psychologically, certainly spiritually, physically. Anyway, whatever you want to say, it's a disaster, these people. And they come there to bother people. You know, everyone's trying to pray and do their thing. And they come and they bother everybody with their nonsense. They want to have women doing things like men, and they want it to be women, but also with men. And I don't know exactly what they want, but I'll tell you what they want. They want to weaken the Jewish people. That's what they want to do. That's why they're supported by Europe. And that's what they're trying to do. This is all about weakening the Jewish people. So there are people among the women of the wall who consider themselves to be observant, which is a bit of a joke, obviously, but nonetheless, there's such people do exist. But what they're not telling you about in the news right now is that the reform and the conservative movements are very much supportive of the women of the wall. And that's getting left out of this story conveniently, right? They're always part of this thing. They bring their students and their leaders, as we'll call them, as kind of a joke. And, you know, they're all part of this thing. Why? Anything to hit at the traditional people, anything to hit at authentic Judaism, they're taking a shot. Because, you know, they're also getting sponsored by these other people that hate Judaism. Anyway, there's also this other area of the Western Wall called the Ezras Yisrael, right? It's a wooden deck that's built on top of an archaeological site near the southern side of the Western Wall. And of course, this idea was put into place by none other than Naftali Bennett, con man, failed politician that I guess thought this was also a good idea. But of course, it's a terrible idea. And anyway, he built this stupid thing on top of an archaeological site. And since then, the reform and the conservative people mostly use this to make money doing bar mitzvahs down there. Right? Otherwise, nobody's there. Go there right now. Nobody's there. Go there tomorrow afternoon. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. The whole thing is stupid. I've prayed there a bunch of times. Nobody's there. The whole thing is a joke. There's cameras. You can watch yourself. Nobody's there. It's the most ridiculous thing. Anyways, they got this area. So what happened during this brawl? Basically like this. Last Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, a few weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, right? The women of the wall come as they normally do on Rosh Chodesh, and they start causing problems, fights, and everything. Like normal. Right? The kids from the old city go down to confront these charlatans to try to stop them from doing their nonsense. You know, like this happens every month. But this week, this month, for whatever reason, the kids got sent. They somehow made their way down to this other section where these bar mitzvahs were going on, and they saw the reform and conservative people, so they continued to attack them because they're all part of the same thing. They pretended like they're not, but they are all part of the same thing. You know, you see them all together during the fights. So they go down there and they start disrupting these ceremonies. You know, they're blowing whistles, I don't know, whatever. Nothing too crazy. I mean, nobody got arrested, right? And, you know, it's kind of a weird situation. It's not what happens every month. And they're a bunch of kids, you know, they were probably just confused by the situation to some degree. But they also did realize at the same time that these people were violating Jewish tradition at the Western Wall, which you know, sometimes maybe the kids know more than us. They realize that wasn't right. So anyway, they disrupted the thing. Now all of a sudden there's all these articles and everybody's screaming and hollering about, no, it's worse than the Holocaust and it's Auschwitz. And I mean, you can't believe the stuff people are writing. It's crazy, you know, just to try to make a few bucks, these idiots. You know, all these fake Jewish leaders are condemning these kids, you know, who are just trying to defend Jewish tradition at the wall. And it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I condemn all of those people, bunch of idiots. You know, these kids, you know, they might not always make the best decisions, but they're doing the best they can, and they're blaming their whole school system and an entire society. Yeah, there's an entire society that thinks Jewish tradition is important. And when you come over here from far away and try to mess with us, they fight back. Yeah, education works in that society, you know? I don't know, the whole thing is crazy. You can't even believe what these people are saying. I can't wait to see these people here so I can tell them what I think of them. Bunch of idiots and jerks. But the point is this thing is all blown out of proportion, obviously, and they're all using it to try to push their agenda. And now the Jewish Agency, the most worthless organization in the world, you know, they come out and they say they're going to hire guards to go down there and beat the kids. I mean, what a bunch of idiots. I mean, is that really what you want? You want video of a bunch of Arabs and who the hell else knows who you're going to hire to beat children at the Western Wall? That's what you want? I mean, geez. Yeah, these are real Jewish leaders. What a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of fools. Absolute fools. Anyway, that's the situation. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm getting pretty revved up, but this has got me pretty revved up. You know, you know, they're writing things that these kids are bad people and stuff. I go to hell twice. Like, what do you think this is? You don't know these kids. The kids were, one old guy, you know, says Holocaust every other word. He says the kids were busted in. The kids weren't busted in. They all live here. I know who they are. Everybody knows who these kids are. They're fine kids. Nothing wrong with these kids. You know, they're just trying to defend their neighborhood against these people who came from the outside to try to attack it. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's simple. Kids sometimes understand things so much better than everybody else. I gotta tell you, you see a lot of BS out there, but this is way up there. This is way, way up there. And they're just trying to milk this thing for all it's worth. Nobody here in the old city, first of all, most kids don't even know about that all this bad publicity is going on, much less care. And I tell you what, you want to fight? Bring it. It's going to get so much worse. And if you think we're going to back down over here, you ain't spending enough time in the old city.